Welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time of visiting this channel, you're very welcome. This is Hannah Tega, and I'll be showing you how to make a simple kaftan bubu dress, an oversized kaftan bubu dress. Guys, don't let's delay. Let's get straight into the video. As you can see, I've laid my fabric already on the table, and I've got a 23 inches width right there, and for the length I've got 44 inches. The entire length of the fabric, the self edge to self edge, is 44 inches, and I'm making use of the entire length, and that's my width. As you can see, I folded the fabric over there, and it's got the opening over there as well. And what we need to do first, after you've laid your fabric on the table, is to grab your ruler and let's get started. First of all, you want to make sure you get your neckline. I'm going to take 8 inches for the neck depth. So you want to take 8 inches or 7 inches, whatever inches you want to make use. I'm drafting a V-neck. And for the width, I'm going to take 3.5 inches. So I've marked 3.5 inches there, and what I'm gonna do now is to connect the neck width to the neck depth, and that will form my V shape. It's up to you. You can go for a round neck or a square neck, but I'm gonna go for a V neck. If you want to do what I'm doing, let's just get straight into doing it. So the next thing now is the shoulder length that goes right into the sleeve. I'm gonna be dropping the shoulder slope by 2 inches. So from the neck, I'm gonna be marking 2 inches down over there by the sleeve opening, and I'm gonna grab the ruler and rule a line for the shoulder slope from my 3.5 inches neckline. So from the 3.5 inches, you want to rule a line all the way to the shoulder, all the way to the sleeve opening. So you've got 2 inches there, slope there. Right. So once that is done, I want to move on to the next stage. You want to make sure all your markings are correct. The 8 inches neck depth, the 3.5 inches, and your shoulder slope. I'm gonna explain this bit. I've got 23 inches as the width there, 22 inches is the length, and 1 inch is the sewing allowance. So I've got 23 inches. So I'm marking it again all the way down. So next is to mark my sleeve opening, which is 15 inches. You can use 10, you can use 12. My opening is 15 inches because I want my opening to be wide, guys. So from the opening, you want to come in by 2 inches. After drafting the shoulder opening, come in by 2 inches, right? Then come down again by 1 inch. I hope you understand. After drafting your shoulder opening, come in by 2 inches, then come down by 1 inch. And once that is done, you want to curve it out. Curve the sleeve opening into the body of the kaftan. Like that. I'm going to be showing you in a bit what it's like because the chalk isn't doing justice here. My chalk blends in with the fabric. So guys, I'll show you now. What I've done here is to mark my 15 inches sleeve opening. As you can see, that's the 15 inches. Then I came in by 2 inches. Then down again by 1 inch. Then I curved it out. I connected the sleeve to the body of the kaftan. You want to do the same. So I'm going to rule a line from that curve all the way down. So now, guys, I've got 21 inches as the body of the kaftan right there instead of the 23. If you want a bit of a slant, you can make it like a bit of a V shape if you don't want your kaftan to be straight, or you can curve it out by the hemline. So now we finished all the drafting of the front panel. This is the front panel. So what you need to do after drafting is to cut it out, and we'll use this front panel to draft our back panel. You want to place the front panel on the back panel. So what I've done is place it here. That's the front panel there, and as you can see, it has a place on fold, and my back panel as well as a place on fold. I'm gonna grab my tape measure and confirm my 3.5 inches neck width. It has to be the same as the front panel, so I've marked my 3.5 inches there again. So I'm gonna come down. The neck depth for the back neckline is 2 inches, so I'm marking my 2 inches, and I'm gonna connect both markings together. So I want a bit of a curved neck at the back. So you want to draft your own back neck as well. And once that is done, I'm gonna cut it out. So I will have the back panel and the front panel all ready. And once I've cut it out, I'll be thinking of drafting my facing. If you want to make use of bias for your neckline, that is fine. I'm gonna be drafting my own facing for the front panel and the back panel. So what I'll do is to start off from the back panel, and I'll grab extra fabric. What I want to do here, if you look at the pattern of my fabric, it's a pattern fabric, so I want to align the pattern together. It's optional, it's not very important, but I'm gonna align my own pattern to the facing. So that's a bit of extra work. Otherwise, you wouldn't need to do this if your fabric isn't patterned. So I'm gonna take 2 inches for my facing. So the length of my facing is 2 inches. So I'm gonna mark 2 inches there and 2 inches along the neck depth. So along the neck width and along the neck depth, I'm gonna take 2 inches for my facing. So I'm trying to fold my facing properly here. If you need to iron, make sure you iron flat so you don't make a mistake. So I'm placing my back panel now on the extra fabric I've got, and I'm gonna be marking my 2 inches along the width and along the neck depth, and I'll be using my tailor's chalk to curve out the neckline. So that's what I've done. So I'll mark 2 inches over there, and I'll lift that bit up and mark my 2 inches again, just making sure I've got 2 inches all over. So once that is done, I'll grab my scissors and just cut, and the facing is ready. And that's the back panel facing. So after cutting this, I'll move on to the front facing. The same way, I'm gonna be taking 2 inches along the width and the neck depth of my front pattern. So I'll just put this on the side and work on my front panel, and the neckline the same way I've traced out the back panel neckline is the same way I'm gonna deal with the front panel. Nothing different. I'll just cut out my V-neck and I'll mark my 2 inches along the neck depth and along the neck width. Like I said, this is an option to using a bias. Instead of cutting your facing, you can use a bias, but I love this. Once you've cut it out, you can apply an interfacing on your facing so that your neckline is more steady. So that's the front facing done. So I've got my back panel and my front panel facing. That's all done. So for your stitching, you want to place your front panel V-neck facing right side facing right side of your panel like that, and stitch all the way around. Align it properly. no excess anywhere, and sew all the way around like that. And once that is done, you want to apply a bit of cut, like notches there, so you are able to turn the facing over easily without any bumps, right? And you iron. And the same applies to the back neckline. You put your neckline facing for the back and do the same. Once that is done, you want to place your back panel and front panel right side facing right side and sew along the shoulder line to the sleeve line, then the side of the dress all the way to the hemline. So for your sleeve, you want to fold it in by 1 inch and sew all the way around. And for your hemline as well, you want to take about 1 inch or 1.5 inches for your hemline. You fold it like that, then you fold again. So it's optional what you do with it. 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and your dress is done. I'll show you once I stitch down my facing to the neckline. I started sewing from the facing right into my shoulder all the way to the sleeve. And look at this perfect dress. This is stunning. I absolutely love it. Very easy, simple, classy Bubu dress. I love the fact that it's oversized, and this will rightly suit a size 14 to 18. And if you're size 10 or 12, you want to reduce the width of your fabric to 20 inches instead of the 23 inches. Well, we've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed every bit of it. Remember to subscribe and like, share. Guys, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. See you in my next one. Till then, look after yourself as always, and bye for now.